Today on Smoky Mountain Faith, Food, and Fun, Brooks and I are taking you on a picnic date in the Greenbrier section of the National Park. This area means so much to us and we can't wait to bring you along.
To get to Greenbrier from downtown Gatlinburg, turn at light 3, follow East Parkway out for 6 miles, and the Greenbrier entrance is just across from Hungry Bear Barbecue on the right-hand side. But before we get there, we got to pick up some food. So it's time to stop off at Joe and Pop's Sub Shop and Mama's Chicken Kitchen. Welcome to Mama's Chicken Kitchen, which is located inside Joe and Pop's Sub Shop, located here at 1244 East Parkway, Gatlinburg, next to the fire hall on your way out to Greenbrier.
Make sure to say hey to Mama Bear on your way in. And when you come in, you'll see a little waiting area with the line for ordering just to your right. You can grab a menu and wait your turn. It was pretty crowded today, so I had to wait a few minutes, but it is a counter service type of restaurant. While you're waiting in line, you can check out the little items they have for sale. They've got salt and sugar scrubs, little bears, the homemade jams and jellies that are from Joe and Pop's, and of course, you can pick out your chips. You're going to place your order at the counter, and they will give you a number and bring your food to the table, so you'll go ahead and find a table. But first, the hot sauce. They have a lot of different hot sauces that you can pick from. And there's the drink station. They do serve Pepsi products. And there is a very open, fairly large dining room indoors that has a couple of different options for seating. And then there is a screened-in porch outside. Time to head to Greenbrier on that picnic with our Joe and Pops. And we are headed up the road in Greenbrier, and we're seeing some folks who are swimming off to the river. And here we are pulling over to the right to allow these vehicles to pass, because sometimes the road in Greenbrier can be very narrow. So the polite thing to do, if you can, is to pull over and allow the others to pass by you. As we head up the road, we came by a ATV, and those have become pretty popular up in this area, and we see a lot of those. They look like a lot of fun. And this is one of my very favorite areas of the drive in Greenbrier with all the trees. We're going to pass by a bridge, and it is about a 4.5 or so mile drive up to the picnic area in Greenbrier. Speed limit is 20, so it takes a little while, but as you can see here, the drive is absolutely beautiful. And we are finally at the Greenbrier picnic area, and it is to the left. Like I said, 4.5 miles up the road. There is a large parking area with tables on the left and the right, and of course there is a really nice restroom that you can use while you're there as well. Time for our picnic. The view from our picnic table. Oh, and there's my handsome date. You looking fine in your camo. My Ramsey man. We're going to talk more about Ramsey in a little bit.
Yes.
We've got our Mama's Chicken and Joe and Pop's sack lunch and a candle and a picnic table and a beautiful area. So it's time for a picnic. All right, Smoky Mountain Faith, Food, and Fun friends. Anybody who knows me, and if you're getting to know me, knows that I'm a Hoosier, which means my home state is Indiana. And Indiana is famous for the ginormous pork tenderloin sandwich. Joe and Pop's happens to have the Hoosier Daddy pork tenderloin, and so I've decided that we would try this today on our cheat day, our cheat meal. And it has big shoes to fill, because there is another place who we have not reviewed yet that has the almost perfect pork tenderloin sandwich. So I'm excited to see if this one can fill its shoes or even come close. It does look delicious, and the meat is overhanging the bun as it should.
So on a cheat day, what is a Greenbrier picnic without Southern fried chicken? That's right, you gotta have it. So, got that biscuit there, got some great jelly, because biscuit and jelly is the way to go. That's dessert. For the sides, no, we did not order mac and cheese. We actually ordered mashed potatoes and gravy, and that's okay. We like both. So, mac and cheese, green beans, and chicken and dumplings.
There is some bacon in there too.
Yeah, so that looks good, and looking forward to that.
All right. Welcome to Greenbrier.
Yes.
This is an amazingly beautiful place in the national park. The river runs through it, so to speak. Of course, the river runs through everywhere in the Smokies. But we are going to enjoy our picnic, and we're going to talk to you a little bit while we eat. And
Going to review the food, of course.
going to review the food, and then after the picnic, we're going to take you to somewhere that's very special to Brooks.
My family.
And to me, actually.
It is.
Yes,
it's
special
very.
to both of us.
I've got to tell you a funny story when we get there. So.
All right, I'm going to try this tenderloin and see how it stacks up to the other one that I mentioned.
Yes.
I'm not going to say who or where it's from.
Who's your daddy?
But this is the Hoosier Daddy. Okay,
Hoosier Daddy.
It is very crisp on the outside, as it should be. And I'm going to kind of show you in there and see if we can't zoom in on it. It looks delicious. It smells delicious, so let's go. It's very good. It's not quite the other one. Not quite, but very, very close. I really, really like that. That's good. I think what I also like about this one, maybe even a little better, is the crispy texture on the outside. Might be a little bit more crispy, and I like the pickles on it, and the meat and the pork is fresh. It's not, if it was ever previously frozen, I can't tell. So that's the big thing about pork tenderloin sandwiches, is a lot of time they're pre-frozen. So this tastes very fresh.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I'm gonna eat while you try something.
I'm gonna get into the fried chicken, of course.
Yeah, we're sharing all of this. This is all share me.
A share meal kind of day.
It tastes good to eat bread.
Yes.
Like real bread.
The chicken is, so it is breaded, but you know, the breading on the chicken is not crazy. I'll say that.
It looks very light.
Yeah. And it is perfectly done chicken. You can tell that it's still very juicy.
The breading, to me, looks a little bit like the kernel. We saved a few bucks by bringing our own drinks.
Brought a tablecloth and a candle because, guys, if you're gonna treat the lady to a picnic, treat her to a real picnic. I mean.
All right, I am gonna try these chicken and dumplings now. I'm gonna say this before I eat this, is that I am a fluffy dumpling girl, which means I like the fluffier dumplings that kind of float to the top, made with Bisquick usually.
While I'm the dense kind of guy.
And I don't know if it's a difference between northern and southern. I know in the north this is kind of how we tend to do it, is with the fluffy. So I don't dislike Southern dumplings. I just prefer the other, so. Okay, right off the bat, I taste the fresh chicken, which obviously is your base, and it should taste like fresh chicken. So the dumplings are dense, as Southern dumplings are, or rolled dumplings, however you want to say it. The gravy is good. I was almost expecting it to be really salty, but it's salty, but not over salty. I like them. I like them.
Good stuff?
It's good stuff.
Okay. What are you going to try next?
The beans.
That's my thing. I'm a beans, green beans
so these
kind of guy.
beans are definitely seasoned well, and I don't even have to taste them to know that, because there's bacon and onion in them.
That's a Southern thing, boy. We love onion and bacon in the green beans.
Those are basically your perfect Southern green bean, as far as I'm concerned.
Let me get a hold of that.
There's really nothing else to say. That's
like my mom used to make right there. That's no joke. Those are good green beans. That's a good representation of Southern cooking in this area. Those green beans, that's good.
So I would say the only thing holding me back from saying this is on rival or on par with the other tenderloin is the seasoning. I think the breading in this is a little more bland than the other one, and maybe we will go do the other one soon. It'll have to be a cheat day, so it might be a while, because it's huge.
Yeah.
And we can't eat it all anyway. It's just huge.
Yes.
But honestly, that is very good. I like the breading. I think maybe there's some cornmeal in it, but the only thing not rivaling is just it's a little bit blander.
Okay. It does have a cornmeal look to it. It does. Which is not bad. I don't mind that at all. How about the mac and cheese there? Let's both give that a shot.
It's definitely cheesy.
That's a homemade mac and cheese. I do know this.
That's good. And I can't remember if I've ever had it from Joe and Pop and it's Mama's Kitchen, right?
Mama's Chicken Kitchen.
Right. So Joe and Pop's and Mama's Chicken Kitchen is one restaurant in Gatlinburg.
Out on Highway 321.
And it's owned by the same folks that own Mama's Farmhouse and Pigeon Forge and the Alamo and all is it the Collier restaurants?
I'll check on that. I believe so, yes.
But I actually really like that.
I get my restaurant groups mixed up.
I don't know if I'm feeling deprived of macaroni or what, but that tastes really good to me today.
Yes. And now, we'll try the biscuit in a minute. I tell you what I want to do. The biscuit is basically dessert today because
I want just a bite. I don't want
Mama's Chicken Kitchen. They do. By the way, that's strawberry jelly, and that is house-made strawberry jelly.
They do sell that. I tried to show that in the walk around of
the restaurant.
Mama's and Joe's, Pop and Joe's, and
to-go orders from there are awesome. I tell you, well, that butter came right out of there.
They were crowded, but it didn't take that long to get things. It was very crowded, actually.
But service was still good.
Oh, they gave you butter.
Of course, you gotta have butter. I mean, the biscuit I think was buttered already, which is the way to go.
Save me bite.
That's dessert right there. Bite. You know what I'm saying? That's dessert for me.
I like biscuits, but if I could choose between a biscuit and a bagel, the northerner in me is gonna come out.
You might change your mind.
Well, I like a jelly biscuit, and I like a biscuit and gravy.
That's good.
So nothing quite beats a real biscuit.
A real Southern biscuit.
I'm gonna try some chicken.
Absolutely. Try that chicken.
Do you want some of this?
I will in a minute.
Okay.
They're
really big. It's a lot.
I'm going to finish my piece of chicken here.
Our stomachs is already shrunk.
I can tell you, yes, that, 18 pounds in like 10 days. That was quite a bit.
I lost another ½ pound this morning.
Yes, it's so the cheat day is important when you're on low carb or keto. You've got to have it because you're kind of tricking your body a little bit. It's like, haha, I'm going to eat carbs today. And your body's like, oh, well, yeah, I don't know if I need to burn that or what. So for metabolism purposes and whatnot, you want to keep your body going.
I'm going to talk about the chicken.
What is your impression of that chicken?
I have the thigh.
Yep.
We got the 3-piece meal with 2 sides.
Yep, 2,000 a breast.
Share, and then we got a sandwich, and then we got just a small extra side of the chicken and dumplings because Brooksy wanted it. But the thigh is very, very moist and juicy.
I just say juicy. I don't say that other word.
Brooks hates the word moist. Is that crazy?
The problem is you can't say that, hey, come try my wet cake.
Oh. That's worse than moist. The skin.
Seasoning on that, what do you think?
Well, bad for you is delicious.
Yes, yes.
It does compare to the Colonel.
Yes, it does. I agree.
It does. It really, maybe even a little better. I am loving the mac and cheese today. Maybe it's just because we haven't had any.
Probably. So, talk to you a little bit about where we're at, and we'll talk about the significance to us later, but I am going to talk about the significance to my family here. We're in Greenbrier, which if you're coming out 321, you'll take a right and you'll see the sign. It'll say Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It'll say Greenbrier underneath. We're back in here at the picnic area, which is about 2.5 miles in.
I would say it's closer to 4, maybe more. Well, what it is the speed limit is quite slow, and
speed limit is 15 through here. And
so
you do want to go slow, yeah.
It's a beautiful drive.
You want to be courteous to other drivers. The road does get a little narrow in spots.
Of course, you saw some of that before you got to this point in the video.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, of course, bugs are... I'm sorry for scratching.
I meant to bring bug spray.
Bugs
they're always attracted to you, and I don't ever have that problem for whatever reason.
Maybe it's because of my...
You're so sweet.
Sweet demeanor. No, I don't know about that. That sounds funny. That's good. So, but yes, this is a great opportunity just to get out. I want to say this personally for me. People ask us all the time, what do we do when we go to the mountains? We'll go to the mountains. I mean, go to the mountains because there are plenty of attractions in Sevier County that you can enjoy. Dollywood, of course. You know,
Dollywood is a standalone, but so many of the rest you can find almost anywhere.
Soaky Mountain and Splash Country, Dolly Splash Country. Of course, you've got your water parks. There's Anakista, Skyland. For great aerial views, you've got the Space Needle up in Gatlinburg, and we've done a lot of those, so you'll see some of that on our channel. But I have to tell you, for me personally, one of the best days is when Christy says, "Hey, let's go on a picnic today. Let's get out and just enjoy nature." Because for us, and I know she'll talk to this more, sometimes you just have to decompress, don't you? Talk a little bit about that.
I call it a green day. You know, we live amongst this, and believe it or not, we don't get out in it as much as we should and could, and we need to do better about it. But I always feel better mentally, physically, and spiritually whenever I decide, you know what, we just need to get away and get into the park and get into nature and appreciate what our Heavenly Father has given us here, because many of you all save all year long or maybe longer to come and visit this place. And the park is the attraction.
Yes.
You can find all of the bells and whistles in so many other places, but you're not going to find the Great Smoky Mountain National Park anywhere but here. So I definitely, even, you know, I've seen people on message boards on social media and whatnot say, I've got kids 3, 5, and 9. How am I going to keep them entertained for a week and this and that? And they're on a budget. The park is free, other than the parking permits, which are now required.
We'll talk about, you know, we'll talk about that.
I'll let him talk about that in a second, but get in the creeks, skip rocks, take a hike. There are easy hikes. There are very difficult hikes. Matter of fact, the hike to the area his family discovered, and we'll talk about that later, is a long, long hike, and we would never be able to do it in our physical shape now, but it's beautiful.
I've done it before. Connor and I, my son, have
Ramsey
done it.
Cascades is what we're talking about.
Ramsey Cascades.
But pack a picnic, do what we're doing today, and enjoy the national park. And you can do it on a budget. I mean, what do we pay? $30 or a little less than $30 for this meal. And it's lunch and basically our main meal today.
Yep.
And I looked at him, I said, cheap date today. So you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars to enjoy the attraction that God put here.
No, I agree with that. You know, getting out for me and seeing what is here and what the Lord has given us in such a beautiful place is very important to me, because like I said, my family helped settle this area. We talk about that a lot, and I talk about it a lot because, you know what, that is a source of pride for me. It really is. Because so many people love this area, and I love that so many people find it as great as we do, because
in fact, we've seen some of our subscribers already say they're moving
to Tennessee.
Maybe
you know,
not this area.
Maybe not this area, but yeah, to Tennessee. And I have to tell you, for me, I don't know, I traveled a lot with work for a long time, and I know Christy's been everywhere. Christy lived in New York City for years and years, and of course grew up around the Chicago area in Indiana. So I mean, Christy's been around big cities, and she's traveled to Russia. She's, you know, for the girls, to adopt the girls.
My daughters are adopted from Russia, for those that don't know that. I don't know if I think I've said that.
I think we've said it before, but maybe not. People don't know that. So yes, I mean, you know, we're well traveled, I feel, but at the same time, and we love the beach. We love places like that, and I love old historical places.
That was a big bite.
But you know, there is nothing like coming home to the mountains. I mean, seriously, I can't envision myself living anywhere else but East Tennessee. I love it. And I mean, if the Lord was to lead us in another place, we would certainly go. But I can't envision that right now. And He has blessed us to be able to stay here and do what we do for work.
I get to do what I love.
Yes, Christy gets to do what she loves, which is photography. And you know what? That's been a faith walk too. You know, that's been a big thing.
There's many times we don't know. I mean, we have a good business, but at the same time, it is all about when is the next job coming in. And you just have to trust that God knows what you need, and He always does. He provides. As a matter of fact, one of my, I feel it was the guidance from the Lord when I first began the business way before Brooks. Was not to advertise. And I don't advertise. I will use social media to share some of my work or talk about it here or whatnot. But the Lord provides everything we need. We've never missed a bill. We're not rolling in money, but we have enough, and that's really all anyone, anywhere can ask for in the whole world, is to just have enough, and there are so many that don't have enough. And so we want to I just want to thank God for
what we have.
You know, we've had rough waters, and everybody does. Maybe our waters have been a little rougher than some this last few years, but He's brought us through. And I've often referred to our, and I'm going off on a tangent here, and I apologize. So I hope you all enjoy listening, but I often referred to the last few years of my life, our lives, with the loss of our 22-year-old daughter to accidental fentanyl poisoning. There is a video out there about that if you want to know more. The loss of two very close, very, very close friends. And then the loss of my mom and my stepdad, all within an 18-month period of time. I often felt as though I was on that raging river that's sitting behind us, and I'm sure you can hear, and we'll definitely show you some video footage of it, just kind of bumping along in the river, and I'm being taken under so much, and then just barely coming up for air before another being taken under again. And that's sort of how the last few years have felt. I felt like I'm coming out of the sadness a little bit more lately. Thank you, God, for that, and for those who pray for us. But
our friends and family have definitely helped us get through so much.
For absolute sure. But just being out here and looking up and kind of seeing the sun shining down through the trees, it's just a reminder that God is all around us all the time.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
We are going to finish our meal, and I'm thinking I might try to take a little walk down there and see if I can show you the river that's right behind us, and then we're going to take you up a little further up the road and show you a little bit more of this beautiful place called Greenbrier.
Yeah.
Always remember to take only pictures, make only memories, and leave nothing behind, so that we can keep our national park beautiful and safe for everyone, including the animals who call this their home. And make sure you use the bear-proof trash cans when you throw away your garbage. Don't ever leave food garbage in your car. That's a story for another time.
Welcome to Ramsey Prong, right here in Greenbrier. So, a little further up, we got a great story. But I want to tell you, this area right here of the river, as Christy pans out, as you go downstream, you'll see there's a little island over there in the middle. That is Ramsey Prong, and it continues on up past the bridge here and just across on the other side. Just across on the other side here is where some of the first homesteads were. And of course, like I said, this bridge will take us on up to the trailhead for Ramsey Cascades, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yes, this area of the park and Greenbrier is named for my family. They were the first ones to settle in this area.
Ain't it awesome to be a Ramsey? I'm going to treat our viewers to some beautiful views up and down this river.
Yeah.
Up and down this land that your family settled.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is.
Once upon a time, along the banks of this area of the Ramsey Prong and Greenbrier, stood the Friendship Baptist Church, as well as a general store, if you can even imagine that. It really does not get any more beautiful than that, does it?
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Can you imagine living here 100 years ago? And it really hasn't even been 100 years since people have lived here.
I can imagine my great-great-grandfather living right up here and just watching this river come down. It's pretty awesome.
right down there in the center of that frame is the island that Brooks was speaking of. Beautiful, clear, cold, amazing natural water. Great Smoky Mountains National Park is truly a treasure. This is what I've always called a butterfly funeral. A lot of times you will see butterflies gathered around a butterfly that has passed away. It's a pretty remarkable phenomenon, and if you know more about it, please tell us, because I've always thought it was pretty amazing. But look at all these beautiful, beautiful butterflies. I'm sure that doesn't happen only in the Smokies, but I have always found it very intriguing. A little side note is you usually can continue on straight instead of turning by the bridge to head up to Porter's Creek, and there's a hiking trail up there. It is closed right now to vehicles. Not sure on the dates. I'm going to try and look those up and give you more information about that. We are here at Ramsey Cascades Trailhead. As I've shown the bridge and the beautiful waterfall.
Pan out to that. Don't show that.
Well, I can't right now.
Yeah, you can. Go out that way.
Oh, I can't.
There you go. Go around.
But I've shown them already.
Look at that. Yes. Yes.
So this is a very special area, not only because Brooks family settled this area and discovered Ramsey Cascades waterfall itself, but very special to Brooks and I.
Yes.
Because on September the 25th,
6 years ago.
6 years ago, it was our birthday. Both of our birthday. We have the same birthday. Yes, we do.
Yes.
I'm 5 years older. Brooks did something very special here. What did you do, baby?
I done something that I couldn't do today. 6 years ago, September, I got down on one knee right here on this very bridge. Matter of fact, right here on this very spot, and proposed to my gorgeous wife.
And
funny story.
I eventually said yes.
You eventually said yes.
I was sort of anticipating his proposal.
Go down to those rocks right over there. Show the rocks right quick.
Yes, I was.
See those rocks right over there?
I was exploring down there.
We went exploring. Now, keep in mind that while on those rocks, I have my an engagement ring in a box in my pocket. And the pocket was like, it was killing me. And I'm like, I've got this thing stabbing me in the side, and I'm trying to be suspect about it. I don't want her to know what I've got. And so we climbed up from the rocks, and how we doing? How's it up there? Yes. That's right. That's right. Hikers coming off the trail. It's a beautiful area. So this area, so when I got back up here, I'm doing just like this, like I am right now.
He was on this side though.
Yeah, I'm on the
Over
other.
here.
Yeah. So I'm on this side. We're looking down, and I kept going. I think there's a deer over there. There's a deer, because I'm trying to hit one knee, and I kept saying, "There's a deer.
He
Look
was
over
trying
there."
everything to get me to look away from him, but we were sitting here exactly,
And she would
exactly
not.
right here, exactly where
She
it
would
was.
not look away.
And he's trying
So when
to
she
distract
finally
me by
did-
saying there's a deer.
Yes. So,
There
how
was,
we doing?
There was no deer.
Doing good.
Deer. There was no deer.
So when she finally did look away, I hit one knee.
You gonna do it again?
I can't do it right now.
Okay.
My knees would kill me. So, but I'm on one knee, and I have the ring out. And her being the photographer that she is,
Can't help it, y'all.
she's going, and she's trying to reach for her phone. And I'm like, no.
And then they go to put it down on here, the
Yes.
spin rail, and he's like, you can't do
I'm
that.
like, you can't do that. You can't do that.
So
So then she
I
proceeds to
ruined
do
the
this.
proposal.
She didn't ruin the proposal. I'll never forget it because of this. She goes, wait a minute. And she reaches into her pocket. And she pulls out a note. Brooks. And she starts reading the note.
And he's not paying any
I'm
attention.
still on one knee, and I'm like,
and he's not paying any
I mean,
attention
this is me. I'm like, I'm dying
to what
here.
I'm saying in the note.
So what she said in the note was, and she gave it to me, and I still have it.
And I handed him a key.
In a little purple silhouette bag. It is the key to her heart. Now that sounds corny, and we are corny, but I still have that. I still keep it in the pumpkin in our pass-through in the kitchen. So this was the spot. And then so finally when she stood up, she gave me the key to her heart.
He said, is that a yes?
I went, is that a yes? I said, is it a yes? And she's like, yes, it's a yes. And I'm like, oh, thank you. This is great.
Help me up.
Yes, please help me up. So, this spot has such special meaning to us.
Special meaning, special heritage.
Yes.
It is beautiful.
I think I've got a picture, and I will find the picture of me and Connor actually hiking the Ramsey Cascades Trail. I think I have that, so we'll try to post that here if I've got it. It is 8.2 miles round trip, and the last mile
Got a butterfly.
is, yes, the last mile of that round trip is absolutely strenuous. It's almost rock straight up, but that was years ago. I was able to do it. We're gonna get back there, but let me tell you what, that was quite a hike. Connor was a lot younger too. He might have been 8 or 9. We had a great day. And this is just a beautiful area. Like I said, we love it. And so we just wanted to share this.
So we hope you've enjoyed coming along with us to Greenbrier and learning more about the Ramsey heritage and more about our journey together.
Yes.
And enjoyed lunch with us from Pop and Joe's and Mama's Chicken. If you like this video, you know what to do.
Give us a like.
thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
That helps us.
Subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe to the channel and leave us comments. We'd love to hear your comments.
Yeah. You got a prayer request? We'd love to hear it. You'll have that in the email in the description of the video here. And of course, just thank you for being a part of our journey.
Thank you so much. There's a mosquito on my finger.
Yes, and thank you for joining God's creation with us today,
I got
because
a
it is
snag it, I'm
beautiful.
sorry.
Yes. So,
We love y'all.
Love
Until
y'all.
next time.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Just as a note to you here, we've got the sign that does give you the info, but just wanted to let you know that right now the Ramsey Cascades Trail is closed Monday through Thursday, except for federal holidays, May the 8th through November the 16th. And the parking area at the Ramsey Cascades Trailhead is actually closed Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. for park does require you to have a parking pass, a valid parking tag, as you park inside the national park now. So you can obtain these from any of the visitor centers, but you can also go to the website here, recreation.gov. The 1-day parking pass is $5. The 7-day option is $15. And then you can also, like I said, that does have to be physically printed out, and it must be displayed with the license plate number of your vehicle on the dashboard of the vehicle. Now, there are also kiosks set up throughout the park. You can find those at Metcalf Bottoms, the Newfound Gap Overlook, and also at Deep Creek Campground. And you'll see the kiosks, what they look like here.